Yo, 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 another day, another BTS vlog. Currently doing some gear prep for tomorrow's shoots. I actually have two shoots, which I'll explain a little bit later. But right now, I'm just toying around with some accessories that I just purchased and I just got literally moments ago. So, yeah. But I want to start with the DAT microphones. So this was the original, well, not the original anymore, but this is the version that I had, the DAT V3, I believe, at the 3 Pro. It's the third generation, essentially. And I had mentioned that this wasn't working anymore. So I purchased a Rode Shotgun mic, which it was okay. I wasn't 100% satisfied, so I went and returned this, bought this one. I just love this because you could really change the gain, which the Rode one that I had, you couldn't do much. It was just internal stuff. So I didn't like the simplicity of that. And so I bit the bullet and bought a brand new one, which was a lot cheaper than when I first initially bought it. I think when I first got it, it was like near 200 bucks. And now they're selling these boys for like 70 bucks or something like that, or probably a little less now that the fourth generation is out. So I purchased it and I didn't want to give up on the conversations with DT. I was already emailing them. They have responded to me. They acknowledged my concerns, and they kind of just went ghost on me for 2 weeks. So I responded, and I responded twice because I didn't want to give up. And they pretty much said, "All right, man, we're just gonna give you a free one, so you could pretty much shut the hell up." I mean, they said it in a nicer way, of course, but that's essentially what they said. And I'm like, "Yo, bet. I just wanted you guys to respond to me. You guys responded to me at first, and then you kind of ghosted me. If they would have never responded back, then I would have been like, damn, that sucks." But they gave me a brand new one, which is I'm pretty hyped for. It's a little different than the third generation because now this is USB-C, where this is a 3.5, which I don't know if I love or not. I haven't really used this mic yet, so I don't like that. Now that I have to connect it to the camera, I usually could just rotate this to my liking. So now this says up, and I have to leave it the way it is. So now I don't want to like it's stressing the cord a little bit, but I mean I'm sure it's meant for that. It could take the stress. So yeah, I'm excited to try this out. Also, there's like you could really go to like the negative too, so it's pretty interesting. I've never done that before, but I'm just interested and curious to see how it works because this one is technically bigger than this one. You can see the size difference, and I've always read that the bigger the mic, the more. I mean, I'm gonna sound dumb right now because I don't know my audio terms, but the better it sounds, I guess. But whatever. I'm pretty much gonna keep this at this point and just keep it as my my Zoom microphone or whenever I do my podcast mic. So I'm just gonna leave that right there. So I got a brand new one, which is I'm pretty psyched for. And shouts to Jesus who left a comment on one of the previous vlogs, and he pretty much let me know what happened. So after I got the brand new one, I pretty much did more digging and more research, and I figured out that my H6 recorder pretty much fried the my old mic internally because it's phantom power. This one has its own battery, so it doesn't require phantom power. As you can see right there, just turned on. And so the voltage from the H6 pretty much fried it. So I think that's what happened. And it's weird because I never saw that anywhere else. So he pretty much explained what happened, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. So now I went and got myself this Phantom 2 plug-in power adapter because initially I'd bought a 3.5 millimeter to XLR. It wasn't even a convert. Yeah, it's an adapter. But this is actually a power adapter. So this is going to convert the Phantom to whatever it has got to do to make it work. So now I'm able to use these mics, connect to this, connect to an XLR cable, use my H6 recorder, and monitor the H6 to my liking, I guess. So got that figured out. I finally got myself a V mount battery. I went and got the mini V mount battery from Small Rig. I also got the V mount. What would you call this? The V mount battery mounting plate kit, which I love so far. I have it on my also Small Rig cage. And I just trust Small Rig. They have a great reputation, and I just trust their stuff. I will say this battery does come at a premium cost. Like, there is cheaper options out there in the market This is a 99 voltage, so that's what it has. I know there's like 150, 200. There's a lot, but this one's really good because in case I do have to travel on a flight, I will be able to carry this on without any beef or anything from TSA. So, but yeah, like I said, there are some cheaper options like in the hundreds, 120s, 125s. This one was like a whopping, I don't know the exact number I'll put on the screen, but it was well over $200, which was like, damn. But I did see a video recently on things you should not cheap out on, and I'll leave it in the link in the description so you guys can check it out. And so I am just pretty much buying premium stuff because I've been burned in the past buying the cheaper options where things just doesn't work anymore. So I don't want to go through that BS anymore. And I went and got myself a couple of Condor cables. This is the HDMI to HDMI. I used to have this one that I just found that I used to have probably from like a computer or something, and I just didn't like the way it looked. It's too long, it's too bulky, and I just want a slimmer look. And then I also got myself a Condor Blue USB-C to USB-C 90-degree USB-C right here. So I don't know if I love the blue cable. I know it's Condor Blue, so they gotta flex their blue, I guess, if you want to say. But it is what it is. It'll stick out. At least I won't lose it because everything else that I have, like all the cables and stuff, are all black. So this will be easy to grab. And yeah, I'm currently loving this so far. It's a little heavier than expected because I'm so used to such a like small, like compact size, but this is still pretty compact. This is pretty much going to be my cameras on sticks for the most part whenever I need to do interviews, keynotes, conferences, all that good stuff. So this battery is going to last me forever. I'm very excited to finally get on the V-mount battery system since I'm constantly always thinking about battery life with these A7 cameras. Even though those batteries are really good, they just give you a solid 90 minutes to 2 hours max, especially if you're shooting 4K, 422, 10-bit. It's going to eat up a lot of battery. So with this bad boy, this will definitely last me pretty much all day. From all the research that I've done, it pretty much lasts everybody usually all day. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to try this out. And yeah, I almost forgot. I also got myself another video tripod from SmallRig. I will have a link in the description because I don't know the exact model of this one. But the reason why I got it is because now I'm able to, if I'm ever using the gimbal, I could just take off this base plate and then go from here to the tripod fluid head, and it's going to connect without any worries. So that was pretty much the ultimate reason why I got this specific tripod, just to make things a little bit more universal, make things easier on me. Because I usually catch myself I have like these old Manfrotto base plates, and I don't like them anymore. So I wanted something a little bit more simpler. So I went and got myself another tripod. So now I got 2 video fluid head tripods, and I'm just super excited, man. Yo, just arrived to my first shoot location, which is in a beautiful winery here in Temecula. So excited to do this keynote. This will be my second time working with this individual. I worked with her last month, did the first keynote, and now she's hired me again. So that's pretty dope. She pretty much hit me up like 2 days ago, and she asked, hey, I know it's super last second. Are you available to film from this time to this time? And I was available technically. And so she booked me right there and then. I sent a proposal. She signed the contract, paid me in full right there and then within like 30 minutes. So I love those kind of clients that are just straight to the point. They know what they want. They trust me as well. They worked with me in the past, so there's no like hiccups as far as like, oh, let me pay you later or anything like that. Anyways, the person I'm supposed to do the podcast production for, we've been talking on and off for about, it feels like 2 weeks at this point. And her communication wasn't the greatest in my opinion. She kind of came off a little flaky, but she sounded like she was all on board. We actually spoke on the phone as well, and we discussed what was going to happen, how many cameras she wants to do, how many mics, all that good stuff. And she even booked the studio, which I'm excited to film because I've been wanting to go to the specific studio in downtown San Diego. And plus, I know the owner of the studio, so would have been cool to see him too. All right, so 7200 A7S III using the V-mount battery. Let's go. Rode Wireless Go. I have her lobbed up as well. There's no audio system on their end that I could connect to my H6 recorder, but we should be good. And with this, the RS3 A7 III 85G master lens. And yeah, we are good to go. It's gonna be a good one. A lot of people, a lot of people. She's based out of New York. She actually traveled to San Diego this morning, and then I got a message from her that said, hey, I have a medical emergency and I can't make it this morning. Can we reschedule for another day? Which I'm actually not mad at that, because generally if someone were to flake on me or reschedule within 48 to 24 hours, I wouldn't let that fly. I would definitely have some sort of like a rescheduling fee or something like that. But with this individual, like going back to like the whole flaky conversations, I had sent them a proposal with the contract and the invoice, and I never got a retainer from them. So technically we were not booked, and I let that be known multiple times, coming closer and closer to the date, which was today. I let them know like, hey, I know we have a verbal agreement, but nothing's official until you sign the contract and you send the retainer. Then I could block off that date for you. So she knew that, or at least I think she did, but she never really acknowledged it. So that was kind of a red flag right there. But the fact that I spoke to her on the phone was okay. She's actually a real person. I don't know. So the whole point of me telling you this story is there's two different kind of clients. One that is a little bit in the flaky side, and one that knows exactly what they want. They're serious about what is it they're looking for, and they're going to pay you right there and then. So nothing is official until that retainer hits your bank account. So I've been in situations where we have verbal agreements for mega deals. I'm talking about like $30,000 to $50,000. And yeah, you're hyped inside, but I always knew like nothing is official until they sign and until that retainer goes through. So I trained myself throughout the years to not get excited when I land huge gigs, which I have landed amazing gigs with insane numbers. But I've learned from other videographers that nothing is official until that retainer hits your account. Then we're good to go. So for this example today, the podcast was technically, well, she said she had booked the studio like a week prior. So technically we were supposed to film this, and I was just going to deal with the whole payment process after, which is usually not my norm. I usually never do that. This was the exception because we have spoken on the phone multiple times. So again, there was some sort of trust at this point. If I've never spoken to this person at all and it was just via DM and email, I probably would have not let that slide, or I probably would have not even worked with this individual. And so the keynote client hit me up 2 days ago, which at this point I was already not necessarily booked, but I had a soft booking with this podcast production, which would have been later throughout the day. So like I mentioned, I'm supposed to film this keynote in about 30 minutes and then travel to downtown San Diego, which would have been a little bit over an hour. This is the middle of the day at this point, so there's going to be a little bit of traffic. And then from there, shoots from 3:30 to like 5. And that was already a tight squeeze of a gap from between two shoots. So I wasn't really excited for that, but I knew it was possible. But the fact that they pretty much want to reschedule for another day to do the podcast production, it actually works in my advantage because now I could just focus on this, do it great, and I'm supposed to dump media as well. So that would have taken a little bit more time. And I just have to do one shoot, which again, it's going to be very easy. It's a 1 hour keynote, and that's pretty much it. And I don't have to like jet to downtown San Diego, set up, shoot it, and all that good stuff. So it just worked out great. But let that be a lesson for you guys. Nothing is official until that retainer hits. Filmed for over an hour, 4K, and I came in at 99% and literally 87%. Hell of an investment, man. Hell of an investment. Just got home from the shoot. The shoot went pretty smooth for the most part. My only hiccup that I had was with the RS3 Pro. I have both cameras connected to the RS3 Pro via Bluetooth. Let's say the A7S III. I could press the record button on the actual pistol grip gimbal, and it's going to record on the camera. Instead of having to reach to the record button on the camera, I could just hold a pistol grip, press it right there, and it's easy. So I made sure in the very beginning of the shoot to program the camera to my second camera, which would be the A7 III, and I was controlling it with the gimbal. Everything went well. And at one point I turned off the gimbal for whatever reason. I think I switched lens or something. And then I was trying to move pretty fast, and so when I turned it on, it said no connection, and I just hit connect, and it automatically connected to my A7S III without knowing. And luckily for me, it was literally the tail end of the keynote. So when I hit the record button, um, it wasn't like working on my actual camera, the A7 III that was on the gimbal, but I hit it again, and I was pretty far away from the camera on sticks, which would be the A7S III. I heard the typical Sony sound at like that's done recording and whatnot. And I'm like, that's freaking weird. And I pressed it again, it wasn't connecting, and I pressed it again, and I heard it stop again. At this point, the freaking keynote's already done, and I was trying to figure out. I was just trying to troubleshoot my camera on the gimbal, and I heard it again. I'm like, all right, so it's definitely connected to the camera on sticks, and I was far away at this point, and I was surprised that it was still able to communicate with the camera. And so I made sure to reprogram it to my main camera A7 III, and it worked out. But I had a feeling in the very beginning I had it on because it was connected to the A7S III, and I should have just put it on airplane mode, that specific camera on airplane mode. So because I don't need any Bluetooth connection at that point, just the my second camera on the actual gimbal. So that's a well lesson learned. And for any of you guys, if you guys ever go through that, make sure if you do use Bluetooth on the actual gimbal, I'm not sure if other brands could do that. I'm pretty sure they can. It's freaking 2023. But make sure that it's connected to the actual right camera, and disable the Bluetooth on any other cameras that you may have connected in the past. So you don't have to go through that on accident. So I would have been kind of screwed if I would have reset the gimbal and somehow connected to the camera on sticks, and in the middle of the keynote, I stopped recording on a crucial moment. So lesson learned. But other than that, shoot went well. It was great connecting with my client again. She has a lot more keynotes that she wants coverage for her actual reel in the Southern California area. So yeah, I should be expecting some more work from her end. And she did forget her hard drive, because I usually just film it. She has like a whole editing team. I usually just film it for her, put it on a hard drive, and call it a day. She forgot a hard drive, so she's gonna ship me a hard drive. I'm gonna dump all the files, organize it for her, and yeah, that's pretty much it.